Okay, so we're here at a house that we would tour with an investor. Before I come out here to tour the investor, I'm going to work through my checklist of what to do every time a new property is released. That's going to include comping the property. I'm going to call the AA on that house and make sure I know the pros and cons on it. I'm going to get out here and walk it, get here at least 30 minutes before he does, or she, to make sure that I know everything about this house and what questions they're going to ask before they get here. Don't get surprised. And then also you would have drove the neighborhood, you're doing your field work, just in case something was already missed by the AA or somebody else. And then you get here, you run through the rehab, make sure there's nothing that you're missing that you think needs to be on there. And then you call the AA if there's any questions. So I've done all that now. The investor shows up. So we got Mark and Gotti here. Mark?
Corey, good to see you.
Yep, good to see you guys again.
Good to see you.
So as we talked about on the phone, we've gone over the comps already. We agreed at the ARV at $365,000,
Yep.
right? Great.
ARV look good.
ARV looked good. Profit margin and price point. Are we both in agreement on that?
Yeah,
That's
as
where you
long as
wanna
the
be?
rehab's where it needs to be,
For sure.
the numbers looked reasonable.
Okay. So what you're saying is if we're within a couple grand of that $46,000 budget, we should be able to sign it up today and get rolling.
Yeah, if we can get the numbers right and it makes sense, we're definitely looking to buy something too.
Awesome. Okay. Well, let's dig into it. So I have our rehab sheet here. These are contractor approved prices from here in San Diego specifically. And what we do is we judge the house based on the comparable properties. What are we trying to be like? What's the tip property in the neighborhood? And that's what we do. So if it needs new windows, because our comps have new windows, we've accounted for that, so on and so forth. So as you can see here with this property, you're obviously gonna have to replace the roof.
Okay.
That's gonna have to go. We budgeted $6 a square foot for that.
Okay.
We're 1,054 square feet, so that's about $6,500.
Is that a 20-year shingle or is that
We're looking for a 30-year architectural shingle with that.
Okay.
Now the exterior of the home, we're gonna be painting the stucco.
Okay.
So that's gonna get a paint job as well as the soften and fascia. And then as you can see here, there's a garage that they pretty much just put siding on. So they did some rooms in there. There's a couple different ways to look at it.
Is it more valuable as square footage or is it a two-car garage?
So we'll need to look at some comps to get the details there.
Okay.
But we accounted on our budget for the simplest thing, which is just taking out everything in there, figuring it out. And that's putting a garage door on there for $1,300.
Okay.
And that gets you an opener as well. And then we have about $4,000 for demo, and that includes demoing all those walls out, as well as some of those sheds back there that you're going to see here in a minute.
Okay. And then what's this stuff?
So right there you have a water treatment system. Ideally we move that in the garage. So we're going to need to get with the contractor on what that's going to cost, but it looks like it's in pretty good shape. Just move those lines, and then it's in the garage and on an ice.
And are we removing all the windows or what's the situation there?
So the windows, we're doing the front windows, and then you're going to see a cracked window on the back of the house, and we're going to replace that glass. Okay. So not all of our comps have new windows. That'll just help with your curb appeal, give you a little leg up. Great. And then as far as the landscaping, so we got $1,700 in the budget for landscaping. That's going to clean it up. And then
you don't have a lot of dirt.
Remove some stuff if you want.
No.
So, and then the wall out here. So we're going to be painting that, take down the angels, so on and so forth. Okay. Cool. All right. Great. Any questions about the outside before we go in?
No, let's get inside and see what's going on there.
All right, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so inside the house now, we're going to be painting the entire interior, of course. Looks like we're going to have to do some texture too. Now, just so you know how my numbers break down, I put paint for the entire house. It's just a price per square foot in here. I don't do paint per bedroom or bathroom or anything like that.
What are you giving per square foot?
So we do $1.50 a square foot. Okay. And then texture is going to be a little more. Okay. So, and then flooring, same thing. But the flooring in the bathroom to the kitchen, it's not in the kitchen or the bathroom budget, it's in my flooring budget. Okay. Okay. So in here, we're looking at doing laminate, or if you wanted, you can do some nice 18-inch tile.
When you say laminate, you mean wood laminate, not?
Wood laminate. Okay. Right. We're doing wood laminate, which is about $265 a square foot that we budget here. And like I said, there's some wood in the bedrooms that we're going to try to keep.
And we're replacing these windows, right?
We're replacing these front windows, exactly.
This one on the side too, or no?
Yes, we got the budget for 4 windows. Okay. So that's going to take
foundation.
Foundation, you're going to see some sloping. So we have a budget in here. We're still waiting on our bid to come back. Once it comes back, I'll definitely get it to you.
Please.
Okay. So some drywall here that needs to be patched. It's about $50 a hole. Okay. That's a good rule of thumb.
How many patches?
I counted 13.
Okay, so let's just call it 15,
Sure.
750.
750.
What are we looking at foundation wise?
So foundation, there's some sloping you're gonna see in different parts of the house. Now, we budgeted $7,000. We're still waiting on a bid from the contractor. I'm not trying to be a professional in that. But that's about what we think it's going to be. And once I get that bid, I'll get it to you. And then here you got the wall heater. You don't really need central heat and air, at least central air for the house. You just need to replace the heater.
Really? No comps, no central HVAC?
No.
Okay.
So we'll go over that here in a bit if you want, but that we just budgeted for the heater.
Okay.
Okay, we ready to move on to the kitchen?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you can see here, most of this is going to need to be redone.
Okay.
We're going to look at salvaging the cabinets. There are some things you're going to have to do to them. This countertop, that's getting out.
What are we doing to the counters?
We're replacing with granite countertops.
Okay.
In this neighborhood,
That's in the budget, granite?
That's in the budget.
2 centimeter? 2 centimeter?
2
Or is
centimeter.
that what we're doing in the problem?
Yes.
We're not doing 3 centimeter.
2 centimeter bullnose is what we budgeted.
Okay.
We can look at 3 centimeter. I mean, it's not that much more of a price difference.
Okay.
But granite in this neighborhood is going to put you way above the rest of the comps.
Okay.
We're looking at cabinets. You can see here that this is pretty sturdy, but you probably want to replace that.
It looks like you got a little bit of water.
Right.
in it back there.
So that's just plywood. We know plywood's pretty cheap. And then you're going to paint those cabinets so they look pretty much brand new.
Okay.
You're doing a nice backsplash around the wall of the kitchen. And then you're doing a new sink.
Okay.
So we have appliance package for $1,300.
Stainless front?
Stainless front, they get you everything except for a fridge, because you don't typically need that to make it tip top.
And we're keeping these windows, right? We're replacing
We're
this
replacing this one because that one's cracked. You can see these actually look a little better than the
Yeah,
others.
they're actually
So does this
relatively
one. We're going to keep those.
Okay.
And then of course, and we have some lighting in here. We got fans in the living room, each of the bedrooms, and then we got some lighting that's going in here. So it's going to be
Electrical?
So we put an electrical allowance in there that's going to take care of any new outlets and switches.
Got a
that you
newer
need.
panel though,
We're going
service?
to take a look at the panel.
Okay.
Anything else in here you look at doing?
No, I mean, I think you have your breakfast nook area. That's what's set up as the breakfast nook area. I think this got invaded a little bit by the kitchen, which was originally the breakfast nook area. So if we take this down, we leave that as a little nook, and we extend this as the kitchen.
I like it.
I don't think you're gonna add too much more onto your budget, a couple grand, and it makes a nice big kitchen with a nice open living area. So
Okay.
what do you,
Yeah, I agree.
okay,
And then of course that window where it's cracked, we're just going to replace that window.
okay,
So that's one of the 4 windows.
all right.
Okay, let's move on to one of the bathrooms. Okay, so this is our hall bath. So I want to reiterate that drywall, paint, flooring, that's all in those budgets. Right here, we're just doing the toilet, the sink, or vanity, the tub, the enclosure, the fixtures, towel rack, mirror, all those things.
And what do you have for all those things?
All those things are $2,500.
Okay,
So that gets you a complete package, and you're going to get a brand new towel on the walls.
let's break that down real quick, because
Sure.
I'm having trouble figuring out where you're coming up with 2,500. So what did you say was included in that?
So the toilet, that's going to be
Okay.
$200.
So that's 200,
Yep.
okay?
A vanity, that's going to be $350.
Okay, and when you say vanity, you mean sink, mirror,
The whole
and
thing.
fixtures.
Right.
Okay, so 550.
Okay, $550, right? So then we're going to do the tub. Now, I don't think this needs to come out. You tell me what you think.
Resurface?
We're going to
I
resurface.
think that's totally resurfaceable.
Okay.
So what's that, 150, 200
That's
bucks?
$200,
So call it 800.
right? Do another tile enclosure here. So we're going to retile that whole wall. You're looking at probably $600 for that, maybe $800,
Including labor,
including labor.
so that's 1,600.
Okay. And then we're going to be doing fixtures here.
So another 200-300 bucks, so you're 2 grand give or take, and I think you're maybe a little light on your enclosure, so yeah, 2,500 is fair.
So anything else you'd be looking at doing here? Are you thinking vanity or pedestal sink?
No, I mean, I like the vanity because it comes with everything. Obviously, pedestal sink's 100 bucks, but
And you got a little room here
yeah,
with the toilet?
there's plenty of room. You can make it nice and wide. You don't need that narrow pedestal. I like
Okay.
the setup you guys have. It definitely needs everything in here.
Right, this is a complete package here.
Yeah. Are you taking out all the drywall in here at some point? Is that in the budget as well, or no?
You know, I hadn't budgeted for that. Is there
Okay.
anything you're concerned about with the
Well,
drywall?
no, I'm just looking at the roof and I'm seeing the rust and some of the mold, and I just want to make sure that that's solid underneath it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I mean, you're not talking about more than that can't be more than a sheet of drywall. I mean, it's not
right?
$100, couple
And just so you
$100.
know, I do always put a miscellaneous budget to give you a little contingency in there.
Okay.
Because there's gonna be some things that come
Let's just
up.
make sure there's a few $100, $500 in there for miscellaneous drywall that might pop up in the bathroom because this looks like it's been sitting here for a while.
No problem.
All right? You
Okay,
fair with that?
yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's move on. Okay, so the backyard here, there's a few things that need to be addressed that aren't already talked about in our budget that we've
Okay.
gone through yet. So demo is gonna take care of most of it. As you can see, you got a structure here that needs to come down, you got a chicken coop that needs to come out, some sheds back here. This might actually be best taken down.
Okay.
So all those things are primarily labor, and then the dumpster and the haul off.
Okay.
So that $4,500, I mean, would you say that should cover it all?
Yeah, I mean, rollaway is what? $1,000 maybe?
Okay. I
And
would
you got a
agree.
couple days of labor here to tear down all this stuff.
Right.
And
Pay somebody $100 or $150 a day.
a few guys, have them knock it out. I think that's fair.
Okay.
What's up with this room here?
So this is what I was talking about, where the garage was converted.
Oh, that's part of, okay,
That's
I got
part
you.
of that. And so those walls are coming down. We're turning back into garage. There may be some more value to be had by keeping it if you make it look nice.
Why don't we do this? We're gonna run back to the house, crunch our numbers. We'll look at, you can kind of comp some stuff and tell us what we could get out of changing that over into living space
Okay.
instead of a 2-bedroom, or instead of a 2-car garage. And we can go from there, see if we can make it work.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I mean, so I really liked your idea in there of opening up the kitchen.
Okay.
I think that's the thing in here. And tell me if there's anything else that I missed that we didn't have in the budget.
No, I mean, I think the house, you know, there's a lot of work, but it's relatively
Sure.
straightforward. I think that's the only thing that I would have done. Gotti, did you see anything that you would have done besides that?
Just a question mark on the foundation.
Yeah.
Not really
Okay.
sure how much.
You gotta wait for that bid too, yeah.
Okay. So let me ask you this. And we were good on, I know we may be able to get a little more value out of that garage over there.
Sure.
But we agreed that 365, the current square footage, turning the garage back into what it was, a garage, we're good at 365, right? There was still a deal there?
Correct.
Okay, awesome. So, and we're within a couple grand on the rehab budget here, right?
Yeah, depending on what the foundation is and what
Sure.
we're gonna spend on opening the kitchen.
Okay. So, barring the foundation, of course. I mean, is this something you're ready to sign today? I just don't want to see you miss out on the property.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we always want to kind of crunch our numbers and make sure we're on point, but yeah, we're very interested in the property.
Okay. Now, is there any other concerns you have besides value and rehab?
I mean, those are the two big moving parts, right? And I think
Right.
value, I don't think we're really concerned about it
Okay.
as much as we just want to see what else we can get out of it, and if there's any other room, and you know, maybe just reconfirm. And on the rehab, we're good on the numbers. We just want to make sure what it's going to cost to open that up, move some of the cabinets around, and the foundation.
Okay. I can get a contract on the phone right now. We can talk through some of those things.
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Let's
Okay.
let's call somebody and see if we can get some roundabout numbers at the very least.
I can send them some pictures. We'll get some numbers.
Yeah.
Because what I found is when you leave a house, you're going to forget the things that you saw. And we're not going to account for everything that you want to do. So it's best if we figure that rehab number out here. We're already agreed on the value. And if we can come to terms on that rehab and be around 48 or so like we're talking about, you ready to sign it up right now?
Yeah, I think if we can get some contractors to confirm numbers, I think that'd definitely be something we'd be willing to work towards.
Okay. Let's do it. Let's go back inside. We'll call the contractors, get them some pictures, and see what we can figure out.
Great, that sounds great, man.
Okay, let's go. Okay, so we walked through it again. We're agreed on the rehab. We're good to go there.
Yeah, I mean, I think the contractors made a big difference. You're
Good.
comfortable on the
Happy.
numbers?
What's up? Okay, I heard you got a check in your car.
Yeah, we do, and I mean, you know, honestly, we were gonna try and scoot out of here and not buy, but given that we've already gone through and double checked the numbers, we've talked to the contractors, you guys have the written bids. I want that foundation bid
I'll get it to you.
today,
Okay,
but I'll go out to the car, get the cashier's check, and you start writing up the paperwork.
sounds good.
All right,
All right, for you.
be right back.
Okay, so you notice there, the last 5 minutes of that tour, the gloves are off. We confirmed the ARV before even getting out here. They told me it's an area they were interested in, and the profit margin worked for them. It's just about the rehab here, and they agreed to that. Everyone wants more time to think about it. Everybody wants to go run the numbers on the big supercomputer at home that they don't have. The rehab's here, so you want to check the rehab numbers here, and you got to push. So we came back in, we walked through the rehab, and if it gets to a point where 2 times you walk through the rehab and they still don't want to buy, you got to figure out what's going on. It's not just about the rehab then or the property, it's about the fear that they have or maybe something that they're not telling you, and you got to get to that and uncover and continue to push to get there. So that's the whole tour. This is what you want to do every time walking a house. You don't just walk in, open a door, I'll take it or I won't. This is what you do. You sell houses.